What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, today we're on Main Street, downtown Grand Junction. And in this video, we're going to talk about walkability, but maybe not the walkability that you might be thinking. We're going to have a couple of different takes on it, and we're going to do it right now. What is going on, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, along with my wife Christie and the rest of the team. We are the Hayes Home Group right here in gorgeous Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, if you guys have any questions about Grand Junction, downtown Main Street, or heck, you're just thinking about moving out this way, then there's only one way we can help you. The information popping up below. Reach out any way that you know how. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send the dang carrier pigeon. We will always have your back with any of those questions, and we will certainly have your back when you're ready to make that move here to gorgeous Grand Junction. So like I said at the top, walkability. First, I guess we have to define what walkability even means. Well, it's walkable, right? Walkable by foot. Pretty self-explanatory, but I would say of all the clients that we've helped over the years, 1 out of 100 are really going to want something like this. They want to be close to downtown Main Street, all the shops, bars, restaurants, brew pubs, shopping. It just doesn't happen a whole lot. We actually did, probably 6 months ago, had a client reach out, and they were looking at one of the loft spaces that are, you can find them here on Main Street, these old historic buildings. They'll have second-story lofts, and they do pop up every now and again. I think the one they were looking at was probably, oh, $340,000, $350,000, pretty reasonably priced to be right downtown. In fact, you can see the second-story loft space on this building right here. But again, it doesn't happen a whole lot where they just want to be, they said, we want to be right on Main Street, Robert. We want that walkability up and down Main Street. And you know, what the sacrifice is for that is, number one, space, obviously, and number two, maybe a little privacy. But you can definitely find it if that's what you're after. This is 7th Street right here on the corner, this intersection where the roundabout is. You go north maybe 10 minutes, and that's the historic 7th Street district, where you can find single family homes. You walk into town, again, 10-15 minute walk, and you're here on Main Street. There are probably 4 or 5 grocery stores here in town, where right adjacent the street next to where the grocery store is, you can certainly find a single family home with that walkability. But that's not something that most people are after. Now, the quintessential walkability that you're going to find here in Grand Junction in these suburban kind of neighborhoods like this one here in Riverwalk, which is actually kind of unique, is you're going to find walking paths, sidewalks, obviously, and trails to, you know, green spaces like this. That's going to be pretty common in just about every neighborhood that's in a suburban feel here in Grand Junction. Again, it's probably something that more of what you're after and what you're kind of thinking in your head as far as walkability. Again, here in Riverwalk, the word walk is in the name, a little unique, and I'll show you why. The sun just peeked through on me. It feels real good. So again, we were just over there. This isn't a huge subdivision. There's probably, oh, I don't want to speculate, maybe 75 homes, something like that. Just got Lee under contract on the corner house over here. Got Isaac into this property right here. We just closed last week. And the reason why this neighborhood was so dang desirable, and unique for that matter, is right off the subdivision is the riverfront trail, which of course you guys know the Colorado runs right through town. So Isaac's having his fence finished up here. He can walk out his front door, come here on the riverfront trail, and be on the riverfront trail, that is. So you're gonna see e-bikes. You got some folks over here walking their dog along the riverfront trail that will extend for miles east-west across the valley. Riverwalk is in the southeast part of town. Got a nice little lake setting right here. Off in the distance, kind of where that cliff wall is, that's the Colorado River right there. So again, this trail all the way out in Palisade, all the way to Fruita, there's a spot in the middle that kind of breaks up, and then it kind of continues on the pathway from there. But this is what a lot of people consider for them to be walkable. They want to be on the riverfront trail. And again, neighborhoods dotted all along the valley that align with the Colorado Riverfront Trail. So it doesn't have to be in the southeast. You could be out in Fruita, somewhere, you know, close in the southwest, be on the Riverfront Trail and have this kind of walkability. More folks walking their doggies. You'll see e-bikes on here. And again, that's, you know, from an exercise standpoint, they want to be in a neighborhood that is close to the riverfront trail. That's what they want for walkability. Okay, so we've covered urban walkability, such as those lofts slash condos there on Main Street, and then the quintessential walkability that you're probably used to, or at least looking for, which is the suburban walkability. Then you head 10 minutes northwest of Grand Junction, even into Fruita, Colorado. In that area there, if you've been watching these videos for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a giant landmass of rural living. I mean, rural, at least rural setting. I mean, look at this, guys. But still 10 minutes into town. Now, is it walkable into town? No. You're certainly going to have to drive into town, but even in a rural setting like Smith Estates here in the Northwest, you got awesome walking trails throughout, going right through the neighborhood and extending just about as far as the eye could see. So even, this is an irrigation canal, by the way. They put these in the early 1900s, guys. So even in a rural setting like this, you're going to have an irrigation canal that's going to be used for your irrigation water. It's part of your HOA. I think I've mentioned that before, but I mean, some of these homes in here are just absolutely phenomenal. You're probably looking at first digit of a 7 at least, probably more like an 8 here in Smith Estates. Look at this one in the background. But yeah, I mean, walkability, even in a rural setting like this. Now, the streets are not going to have sidewalks, but the streets themselves are really only going to be occupied by folks that live in Smith Estates. So, I mean, there's a street right here. You're not going to see any cars coming through here other than those that live in Smith Ranch. So there's the canal right here for your irrigation. So you're going to, you know, obviously be able to walk along the street here in Smith Ranch and not have to be concerned about, you know, a lot of traffic or cars or anything like that.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
And then as far as your, you know, your walking, you got the trails all throughout. Now, on the county road to get into Smith Ranch, J Road or even 23 Road, those are not going to have sidewalks as well. And your head's going to need to be on a swivel if you're walking down those county roads. It's 50 miles an hour and cars will be zooming by. But into a rural setting like this, like Smith Ranch Estates, you can have walking trails throughout. So do your exercise, walk the dogs. That walkability certainly is available even in a rural setting like this. And the great news is, again, drive time into town is 10 minutes. So you can have that feel, that space, the walkability, still be drive time 10 minutes into town, but have that nice walkability in the actual neighborhood that you live in. So when you look at those walkability scores that are on, you know, bestplaces.net, niche.com, whatever those are, don't pay too much attention to them. We're not going to have a ton of urban walkability. There are a few sneaky areas where, yes, you can walk to the grocery store, walk to downtown Main Street if that's really what you're after. But again, the quintessential walkability that you guys are probably looking for, walking paths in the neighborhood, trails, and of course the riverfront trail that's going to extend all throughout the valley. There are neighborhoods lined along the riverfront trail if that's what you're after. So walkability, is it realistic? Yeah, it's definitely realistic. And again, the folks that are looking for that urban walkability, like I said, geez, 1 out of 100 are looking for that. So again, guys, as much as we love doing these dang videos, we'd love nothing more than to absolutely crush your real estate goals when moving out this way. So the information popping back up below, reach out any way that you know how. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send the carrier pigeon. We will always have your back with any questions, and we'll definitely have your back when you're ready for those views, and you're ready for those views here in Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.